Hello and welcome to Saved Not Scammed, where we expose manipulation, uplift the truth, and where we always remember Jesus didn't need an upline, so neither do we. My name is Kayla. I'm a baby Christian. I am a consumer of anti-MLM content, loves it, and today we have an episode of MLM Devotionals that we sure as heck didn't ask for. Everyone shown today will be an influencer or presenting themselves as a public figure, meaning that I will show their pictures. I will be not showing anyone under the age of 18. This video and all of the contents within are protected under fair use. I will be using the content for education, critique, and for entertainment purposes. So let's jump right in, shall we? The very first sister we have. This will be a lot less Bible verses and a lot more just funsies. I can do all things in Christ who strengthened me, Philippians 4 verse 13. This verse has been my rock since day one of starting my Arbonne journey. For every time someone told me no, and for every doubt that would creep into my mind and tell me to give up, every time someone told me it was a pyramid scheme, my faith, my family, my bond babes, my fizz, of course, in parentheses, push me to never give up on myself. If anyone knows, March is always my busiest month of the year, with spring training on top of all the other games I photograph. I officially just finished photographing 38 games in 30 days and added on this month the biggest promotion of my life, the top 2% of my health and wellness company. If I can do this, anyone out there that think they don't have time, you can do this too. I am living proof that anyone can do anything that they set their mind to with hard work, hustle, grit, consistency, and a decided heart. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I will forever be grateful for this opportunity and all the amazing people who helped me make it possible. Heart, we, not me. Results vary. VP Success Award can be earned at RVP level. Less than 2% of Arbonne independent consultants achieve this award. Annual typical earnings statements is available at iccs.arbonne.com. All right, she even put hashtag boss babe. Ookie. If you are in the top 2% of the company, are you ready for this? Are you ready to rumble? Your median annual earnings are $12,000. Girl, $12,000. So let's say she's saying she's doing this in the buckets of her day because she is a professional photographer, which is so stinking cool. And I thought her profile was awesome. And I thought, what an awesome career. We'll say part-time, which is usually like 28 hours per week. It's $8.44. So proud of you. So a new Mercedes, let's see how much a new Mercedes goes for. So we're going to say that she goes with the cheapest possible car we could find, a 2020 Mercedes-Benz C300 that has 35,000 miles on it, priced at $27,500. And let's say that she has prime credit, which is between 661 and 780. Okay, that would be between 6.4 and 9.95 APR. So we'll give her 8%. I'm going to assume there's at least a down payment of 15%. Okay, so it says her car payment based off of those details would be $570 per month. Once again, I'm just estimating, giving some like average numbers. And it says that the bonuses range from $200 to $800 a month. So it is probable that the bonuses don't even cover her car payment. Not to mention that you need to meet the sales volume requirement of at least $1,000 of qualifying volume. And technically, it's not even dollars, it's the volume amount that they put on their own products. So if there's a sale on a product or something of that nature, they might say, okay, the item is $25, but the volume that you get from it is only 19 volume. Most of the time, it's pretty close to dollar for dollar, but I do want to caveat that with saying that as well. She's saying that the Philippians verse, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me, has been her rock since day one starting her Arbonne journey. And I can see how that verse in general could be used for everything, right? Christ strengthens us. But in all my other videos, we've reviewed over and over again how the MLM model itself, the exploitative nature of it, the fact that the FTC has come out and said that this model and their own income disclosure statement shows that this is not a lucrative model. And that your $8.44 an hour being in the top 2% of the company is not lucrative. So I'm glad you were able to make that extra $12,000, but on the backs of how many people, and on the backs of how many who are potentially low income, who are striving to actually be able to feed, not just get some extra money, extra fun money, because you already have a job. So, and in the Bible, Christ constantly is, care for those who are less fortunate, not take from them. And that is what these businesses do. They will tell people, they'll go out of their way to say, put it on a credit card for your starter kit and to, sell things so that you can have this starter kit. And literally a majority of them, the FTC, once again, link will be down below, the income disclosure statement says they will make $0 or they will lose money because, and Arbonne's statement actually says, these earnings do not represent independent consultant expenses incurred in the operation of their businesses, like the registration fee, the renewal fee, event registration fees, travel, office supplies, insurance premiums, products purchased for business purposes, etc. And then it even goes down below and it encourages independent consultants to participate in the following events. And there's 2 different events. One of them was a 3-day conference that was $359 and it was in Vegas. So that means that they have to physically go there. Another one was a Path to Empower Anaheim, $55 to go to that. Once again, they're just saying encourage, it's not a requirement, but still says no, independent consultants that attended these events were responsible for their own flights, hotel, meals, and other costs associated with attending these events. Such costs are not reflected above because they are unique to each individual's own circumstances. All right, let's move on. This is the same lady.
All right, so what does it actually look like to start your Arbonne business? Okay, we're going to try to answer this for you in 90 seconds. Okay, so what you do is you just try the products, and then you have to make sure that you're actually partnering with a brand that you actually do love and get benefits from. Then it's $65 to start up your website, to get the ability to share and sell your products and help others. The $65 is just an annual fee. That is your only financial risk. You don't have to keep any inventory, and there is no minimal sales. So we welcome you to our team chats. We have weekly team coaching calls. We one-on-one work on relationships with you one-on-one and get a clear vision of what your goals are. We literally link arms with you and walk you along this path. Arbonne is just a part-time business. You can work it around your lifestyle. Start off with 5 to 7 hours a week. And from there, you can grow it further if you need to. Yeah, so you work it around your school schedule, your kids.
So she's saying, number one, that there's no minimum sales. There's no minimum sales if you just want to be in the business, but if you actually want to make commission, yes, there is. That's number one, and that's a common tactic. And as someone who has, once again, put on there that they're associated with Christianity as a faith, to be lying like this or misleading or deceiving, it goes against biblical values, number one. Number two, when they say that we're going to build relationships with you, although they might have some good intent, especially You know, she's saying she's in the top 2%, but they might have some good intent behind it. Ultimately, a lot of this, whether they mean to or not, ends up as a way and a means for them just to keep them in longer, so that way they stay even when they're making no money.
Schedules, your busy lifestyles, maybe a full-time career, parenting, busy people are actually the best at this.
Right. And then from there, you share these products. These products are consumable. It's products like nutrition, skincare, and makeup.
So our competitive advantage is that we are also European standard. So we ban 2,000 ingredients and top.
So let me take the lowest median annual earnings and divide it by 5 hours a week, and that is 85% of the company. She's inviting them to come make 29 cents per hour. My 5 hours are worth way more to me per week in mental health time, in time with my family, in time with Christ, than they are to make 29 cents. I'm not that greedy.
Compared to the FDA that only bans 12, we are known for the super clean non-toxics for now 45 years.
So this is just switching from some products that you already use to products that you will love to use.
So health and wellness is exploded, and so is our team.
Yay! So what's stopping you? What is your concerns? What is your hesitations? Talk with us. Let us know, because I can guarantee I had those same hesitations.
Yep, me too. So love to chat.
I guarantee you, if I brought my concerns, that they would just call me a hater. A hater. And I am. I am a hater. I am hating on the business model because I think that it truly hurts and harms a vast majority of its participants. And I think that it goes against biblical teachings. And I think that faith manipulation is used too often as a tool to recruit people on the my favorite word to say, guys, that it is a calling from God to sell these products, especially when it's used for and towards moms who are just wanting to stay at home and provide some extra income for their family and stay at home with their children. There are so many products out there that provide clean ingredients, and Arbonne markets itself as a pure, safe, beneficial, but several concerns have been raised regarding the ingredients used in their formulas. Here is an overview of some of the issues highlighted by critics and consumers. The organic and non-GMO misconceptions, despite some consultants' claims, which of course is always the case. Consultants can say whatever the heck they want, and Arbonne is protected in a way because they're independent consultants. They're not an employee of the company. They're their own 1099 contractor. So they can say essentially whatever they want. Sure, they might get a slap on the wrist, or Arbonne can disassociate with them by, saying you're no longer welcome to represent our company. But that's easy for Arbonne to do. But most of the time, they don't do it because unless it's brought to their attention, which many anti-MLM creators, including myself, every single thing that I take, if it's misleading, if it goes against either the FTC or the company's policies and procedures, I will screenshot that bad boy and I will send it on over. So all the reps, if there are any reps watching this, follow your company's policies and procedures. Follow the FTC guidelines, because y'all be saying some stuff that is not appropriate. Not to mention the faith manipulation. And there's no way for me to call that out other than what I'm doing right here, so that's what I'm doing. The misconceptions, organic and non-GMO. Despite some consultants' claims, Arbonne products are neither certified organic nor non-GMO project verified. While the company avoids certain ingredients, this does not equate to full organic certification or comprehensive non-GMO status. Complex formulas. Critics point out that many Arbonne products contain lengthy ingredients lists, including synthetic compounds that may not align with the brand's natural image. For example, their eye makeup remover contains nearly 20 ingredients, some of which are synthetic surfactants. Use of controversial ingredients, silicones, and synthetic additives. Some Arbonne products include ingredients like, I'm going to put it up here, a silicone-based compound which contradicts claims of being silicone-free. High sugar content in nutrition products. Certain nutritional items, such as the antioxidant and immunity booster, are primarily comprised of juice concentrates, leading to high sugar content akin to high fructose corn syrup. Potential allergens and irritants. Ingredients like sunflower oil and citric acid derived from mold are present in some products, which may cause digestive issues or allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. And then we have health concerns and legal actions. Product recalls due to contamination. Arbonne has voluntarily recalled products in the past due to microbial contamination. Notably, their It's a Fine Line liquid eyeliner was recalled after bacterial contamination was detected. Reported side effects. Some users have reported adverse reactions, including digestive issues like bloating and stomach cramps, potentially linked to ingredients such as green tea extract in their supplements. Arbonne states that it avoids over 2,000 ingredients, including certain allergens and controversial substances. However, the presence of synthetic and potentially irritating ingredients in their products has led to criticism that their clean branding may be more marketing than substance. All right, let's move on. Sparkle emoji. Mirror, mirror. I've taken this week to do a lot of self-searching and really breaking down who I am as a person now and who I am striving to be. A verse that has remained in my mind during this is cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5 verse 7. Take a minute to let that soak in. Whenever I feel reluctant to even fearful of what it is to come, I think back to this verse, giving all of your troubles to him, and he will take care of you and guide you. How amazing is that? I've looked back on this verse through my life and more than ever during my pregnancies and in my business. As humans, we find a million anxieties and excuses for reasons not to do things. Whether that is fear of failure in business or fear in birth, we have to stop doubting ourselves before we even try. All we actually have to do is trust in the Lord, and He will lead the way. This will take you far in life and bring you so much joy. What fear is keeping you back from doing what you were created to do? What are you passionate about? Cast your fears, fear-free, Christ my Savior. He reigns, mirror, family matters, men matter, my white boy matters. The heck? You know, I would be pretty anxious if I were a scamming people. She's in Arbonne too. You know, and it's just my family's more important than yours. And they like to say, oh, but I'm helping thousands of women. Your own income disclosure statement says you are not doing that. You're telling yourself that to make you feel better. But when the facts are right in front of you and you still are disregarding them, that's on you, Buki. And even the Lord says that. If you are not paying attention to what's right in front of you. Oh, here's a great one. So I lied. I am going to pull out some scripture. 2 Timothy 4 verses 3 through 4. The time will come when people will not put up with sound doctrine. They will turn their ears away from the truth and turn aside to myths. Sound familiar? This happens in spiritual manipulation, MLM, politics, and beyond, where people know something's off, but they choose to stay blind. Listen, MLM Huns, you who are saying that you're helping other women, you are choosing to stay blind. You are helping, if you are in the top 1%, you are just helping yourself. You are not helping anyone else. And I know your babies mean so much to you. I get it. But at the same time, think about all those other women who their babies mean so much to. And ultimately, we're all children of God. You are not more important. Your children are not more important in God's eyes. We're all important. Okay? And God calls on us to help the vulnerable, calls on us to help the less fortunate, and you giving them this opportunity that's going to literally cost them money and take time away from their family, resources away from their family, is not helping. And you can see that in your own income disclosure statements. And you can see in the Bible itself how many times, and you can watch my other videos if you don't believe me, how many times the Bible is calling out this behavior. It's not okay. All right, this is from the same lady. Birthed the baby, and still got paid. Because when you build residual income, your business keeps working even when you're not. Diapers, feeding, and all-night cuddles didn't stop that direct deposit from hitting. This is why I said yes to a business that supports my family and my seasons, even the messy, beautiful, baby-filled ones. Residual income equals rest without guilt, income without clocking in. She's actually an attorney, so almost every single person that I show, I'm showing you the best snippets I can possibly find, but I do lots of research on them. So she's an attorney, and for her to say this when she's worked in corporate America, I'm assuming that she knows about disability. She knows about maternity leave. She knows about all those things. And those are paid for and protected by your state. Not only that, but this is not residual income. This is because you've built a pyramid so big on the backs of so many women that you don't have to do anything anymore. They're still working. This is not residual. It might seem like residual style because you don't have to do as much work anymore. Guess what's going to happen if you don't continue to recruit, or convince them to stick around, which guess what? She does do. She has lots of videos where she's telling them to stick around, is that they're just going to drop off. In order for a pyramid scheme, in my opinion, or an MLM structure to work, is you have to continue the flow of new recruits. Because the only other option is for them to leave. Or you have to continue them purchasing stuff. Actual residual income would be from things like book royalties, YouTube ad revenue, rental properties, affiliate marketing, licensing a song or like a photo or something of that, where you do it one time and then over and over again, you will get money from that. But she still has to upkeep. Once again, yes, a little bit might look residual to her because she's at the tippity top. But not only would you get income if you had a baby for any other job that you had, because that is a protected disability, but on top of that, it is not a true residual income opportunity. And you're doing it on the backs of others. I always have like a little snide comment at the end. Okay, this is a different individual. She says, growing up in a broken home, I truly grew up in my adult life believing that I wasn't worthy of more, of success, of love, of acceptance. Then I met Jesus, and he changed my life more than I could ever ask for or imagine. Then I joined Arbonne after swearing off network marketing. Sure you did. Because of past experiences. God led me to it. Okay. And then led me through it since I trusted, in all caps, his guidance and decided to live in obedience. Then I came to this leadership retreat and realized what God's been doing all along, preparing me for such a time as this, preparing me to be a blessing to others, preparing me to build a community of light that brings people closer to him. I don't know if you've ever thought about joining Arbonne, but what I do know is that it's different here. You've been prayed for and are already so loved in this community. You have a chance to be the hands and feet of your community while allowing Arbonne to be the vehicle that literally and figuratively drives you around to do the work he has called us all to do as Christians. I want you to know that I'm an open book and my intentions behind this business are pure. If you've ever been interested in doing what I do through Arbonne, I'd love to chat. I'm usually not this bold when offering this opportunity, but I know if even one person reads this, needed the confidence to call on the calling God's given you, I've done my job. I'm only one DM text call away. God is about to do some incredible work in our team. I believe we are highly, in all caps, favored and set apart. God truly has called you for such a time as this. I pray you believe that time with me. I don't even like going into Bath and Body Works and being asked if I need help, okay? I can't imagine, as someone who has had church hurt or religious trauma, that if someone comes up to you and is like, you'll find God in this business opportunity, buy some stuff from me and I'll help you find Jesus, that would mesh really well, number one. So she's kind of already pitching to people who already have Jesus in her life. And that's not per se what Jesus is really trying to do. And I don't think that a business brings you closer to God. And I do think, there was a time, shout out to Carissa, a girl, that I worked with someone that I went to church with, and it was awesome. It was really, really cool. With that being said, she's sitting here saying, first off, we just discussed how you're actually not helping anyone. Okay, number one. Or if you are, it's a very, very small, minute amount. And of course, she's sitting in front in this post, she's sitting in front of her Mercedes Benz. Okay? Your worldly possession that you got from hustling a bunch of Huns, from taking from the vulnerable by pitching them and using faith manipulation in this way, you're doing that again, in my opinion. Saying you have a chance to be the hands and feet of your community. They have a chance to be the hands and feet of their community by volunteering at church, by, being a part of the Sunday school team, the security team, by helping to prepare food for events, or like my church, the amazing things that they do is they'll do city impact where they just go out early morning on a Saturday and clean the park. They'll go out and they'll pray for the less fortunate. They don't ask for anything. They're not like, oh, and hey, by the way, you can, get some fizz sticks. That's not something that they're doing when they're praying for people. And they allow people to come to them. They're not approaching people in a way that's intrusive unless, they can feel that person, is clearly on the fence, or they're like, lurking or whatever. But, it's stuff like that you can be the hands and the feet of the community. And it has nothing to do with taking money from people or selling people a product. Salespeople, I used to be a salesperson. I was a salesperson for over a decade. And guess what? I was annoying as heck. To this day, I have to caveat any conversation with a salesperson as I get it. It's your job. I totally understand. But hey, I'm going to be that one today. I'm going to be the non-op. I'm going to be the one who's not going to say yes to a lot of stuff because I know what you're trying to do and I only buy exactly what I need. But this is so manipulative. Yeah, the work he has called us to do as Christians, the work he has called us to do as Christians, you are not doing by pitching this, because once again, you're not helping the vulnerable. You are taking from them. He calls you to do non-believers. I don't think that this is pitched to non-believers. I think that this is pitched to believers. And she says her intentions behind this business are pure. And there are many anti-MLM creators who have been in MLMs before, and you can tell, and they reiterate many times that they're like, we know that there's brainwashing that goes on. We know that we may seem mean and like haters right now. We get that you might not understand where we're coming from, and we hope one day you see the light. And I might not say that as much as they do because, once again, I was not in that. I don't have that empathy. Instead, I'm more sympathetic. I do very much know that some people are truly believing that their intentions are pure. But I hope that they one day come across mine or one of the many other creators, and especially if they're a follower of Christ and they do wholeheartedly believe in the holy word of the Bible, and see that what they're doing is not biblical and it is not what Christ wants. And if you truly want to walk with him, walk for him, you need to knock it off and get out of the MLM structure, because it is exploitive business model. Doesn't matter what company you're in, what product they're selling, the MLM structure is exploitive and goes against biblical teachings. Let's move on. This is the same lady.
Listen, if you see a girl going to Pilates at 10 a.m. and getting a facial at 2 p.m., I'm going to tell you what she's doing for a living. She's an entrepreneur, okay? None of us have sugar daddies. We make our own money, okay? And majority of the time, these girls are doing network marketing. So y'all want to raise your nose to it. I'm telling you, the money is real. It works when you work it, honey. Where there is no risk, there is no reward. And I'm telling you, I'm willing to risk everything to get that 2 p.m. facial. Let's go get it.
Are you willing to risk going to heaven? Because lies, deceit, and exploitation are all things that the Lord says not to do. Once again, I'm not the GOD. I don't make that decision. That's not for me to say. That's number one. Number two, no, I'm sure a ton of them have sugar daddies. Get that bag, girl. Do your thing. There are so many women who are talented beyond belief, who are entrepreneurs, who are not selling a product that someone else made. I'm gonna be a little rude for just a second, but you're not that talented. You learned how to manipulate people, how to convince people that this is a good opportunity for them and that these products are so helpful that they also need to sell the products, because we know that to get up to those higher ranks, you need organizational volume. And organizational volume you can only get when you build a team. And that means that you must have a large team underneath you if you're in the top percentages. That's the only way that you can be spending your days, if you're the only income provider, unless you're like thousands of dollars in debt, getting 10 a.m. massages and 2 p.m. facials. For her to assume that those entrepreneurs are in network marketing is super presumptive, and as always, they don't have any evidence to back this up. According to Global MLM Software, we have 6.1 Americans are participating actively in MLMs or direct selling programs as of 2023. And just so you know, that has gone down year after year after year. MLMs are becoming obsolete. Woohoo! According to the Direct Selling Association, approximately 74 to 75% of those individuals are female. That means that approximately 4,575,000 of those that I stated above are female. So we've got 4.5 mil versus, according to Entrepreneur HQ, as of 2024, 14.5 million women own business in the United States, not including direct sellers. So tell me where you got your info again, because remember, lying. And not to say that she's lying per se, because she might not know those facts, but just spitting out facts without checking them. And the way she says this, in my opinion, is very condescending. She's kind of like, has this like little attitude, this air of just like, ugh, about her when she says this. And she will do anything for that 2 p.m. facial. It's clear, we know you will. You will manipulate, you will use faith as a tool to manipulate women, specifically mothers, to sign up for you so that you can make more and more money, so you can get your 2 p.m. facial while they struggle, which goes against biblical teachings. Tell us something we don't know. Down below, the caption to this post says, where there is no risk, there is no reward. Risk having naysayers, risk the doubters, risk people thinking you're cringe. One day they'll ask how you did it, but first you have to decide to just do it. Take control of your future and don't just settle for building a career you have to fit you and your family into. Build a life where your career revolves around you and your family. And if you need help on where to start, I got you. DM me anytime. She says it right there. She says so much right there. Number one, you've got a huge risk involved with this. you got a 99+% chance that you're going to flip and fail. Okay? That is way higher than we've had it reportedly as gambling at Caesar's Palace. We've had it as starting your own business with an actual talent that you have. In my opinion, this is what she's saying undercover, right? As like, don't listen to people who are trying to give you advice. The doubters, the naysayers, people thinking you're cringe. Yeah, I think you are cringe because you are going against biblical teachings. I think the top of her profile on Instagram is like, Jesus lover or something like that. And then one day they'll ask you how you did it. I know how you did it. You manipulated a bunch of women and stomped on the backs of them to get to the tippity top. She also came from other businesses. Once again, I go through all of their other content so I can get a good understanding of who they are. I do not want to put people on here who are not understanding what they're doing or are not using faith as a manipulation tactic. My focus on my channel is faith manipulation. I will be coming out with some stuff in the future. I'll tease that at the very end, so stay tuned for that. Take control of your future, don't just settle. But she says, build a life where your career revolves around you and your family. Okay, that's totally fine, but she's saying it right here. That's all about her. So even though she's going to help you, it's because it helps her. Not you, her. Okay, this is one where she says, your kids won't remember how much money you made. And she has her child putting in a fizz stick into a drink, and she's having her help pour. I'm going to blur it, obviously. And the comment below says, blank won't remember how much money I made. She won't remember the numbers in my bank account, the promotions, or the titles, but she will remember the moments, morning snuggles, spontaneous dance parties, bedtime stories, and the way I was there. One day, she'll look back and realize I worked hard, not just for myself, but for her, for the freedom to be present, to create a life where she believes she's capable of anything, because she watched her mama really go for it. If you're in the thick of it, wondering if the sacrifices, the late nights, or the bold decisions are worth it, keep going. One day they'll see, and that moment, that will mean everything. This makes no sense to me. She immediately contradicts herself right below, saying she sacrificed a bunch, but then also she's saying she's not sacrificing a bunch because she's got morning snuggles, spontaneous dance parties, bedtime stories. When I worked in a corporate job, I did all of that. There was morning snuggles, spontaneous dance parties, bedtime stories, and I was always there for my daughter. And my daughter knew that I worked hard. I always told my daughter that I get to go to work. I don't have to go to work. I get to go to work. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to be employed, and especially something that you enjoy doing. I thought that this was super hypocritical how she goes back and forth, because your child might be saying, and we've seen this often in a lot of lives and things like that, mommy, mommy, mommy. And they're like, hold on, I'm almost out. And it's like, when I'm off work from my 9 to 5, I'm off work. And I got to say, yes, what is it? And so when I was there, I was present and available. And once again, I'm going to repeat myself from other videos, but in case you haven't seen it, I cannot stand it when anyone uses their child as an advertisement. She very well could have had her little kid's arm, being the one showing, and she could have just had her face in there. She has like 20,000 plus followers. You're exposing your child's face for an advertisement for your business opportunity? Is it worth it? There are enough creepers on the internet, and you have no idea who's in those 20,000. And the amount that you're sharing, I just don't think that it's appropriate at all in any time to show your young child's face, not to mention informed consent, not to mention it's just not necessary. It's just not necessary. We get your point. Well, I actually don't, because it's hypocritical. It contradicts itself in the same post. All right, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of MLM Devotionals that we didn't ask for. Teaser of some upcoming videos, our Instagram ads. There are ads that I see over and over and over and over and over again, and they are suspiciously similar. So I've been collecting a ton of them and finding the culprit. Some of them are from companies pushing their faith to sell their products, and some of them aren't. But ultimately, we're finding the culprit and we're trying to discover, are these ads actually just another MLM in disguise? I think the answer is yes. Still building all of my research together right now. So please look forward to that, where we dive into these Instagram ads and the nonsense that they're putting out there. I just want to remind you that Jesus didn't need an upline, so neither do we. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you want to. Have a great and blessed day. Bye.